Oh, here we are.
Here we are.
Let's start with, obviously, the Polari First Book Awards. And then you're finding that it was a worthy winner with Fairy Tales Lost Children.
I think that this year, more than any year, it was really difficult deciding on a winner because the shortlist was so strong. And that's partly because the range of submissions this year was stronger than ever. We had more of them. Whittling it down was really difficult, and then whittling it down again was even more difficult. And I guess because it's a book award as opposed to a novel award or a poetry award, so you're basically comparing different genres, different types of writing. So you're not comparing like with like. So it's quite difficult to come up with a winner. I think that we made the right decision, and I think there was the decision for lots of reasons. One is that the book is an incredibly accomplished book for a first book. It's also a very, very diverse range of voices in it, which are voices we don't often hear. And that's kind of what the prize is about, really. It's about supporting and encouraging and broadcasting those voices we don't always hear in books. The response from the public has been really great, and the response from the press has been really great. People have been really let behind it. Yeah. And Diri Osman, who was the winner, has been very proactive. he's not backward at coming forward, so he's been doing lots of interviews and publicising the fact a lot. So it's been great. I mean, it's been reported in Africa, which is fantastic. So yeah, very worthy winner. I'm very pleased. The deciding factor for me, as one of the judges, this is only my decision. That's my criteria, not everyone's. I mean, there's 6 judges on the panel. And I'm the chair, so I try and stay out of it as much as possible and let them kind of decide, and then chip in my 2 penn'orth worth at the end. But for me, I think it's about encouraging diversity. All too often, a lot of things are done in the name of diversity by LGBT people, and they're done in the name of diversity of white gay men. And sometimes it's an afterthought, even having a woman on the panel, and that's not how I operate. I think that's wrong. So I think you can't argue for diversity without encouraging diversity within your own diverse community. Yeah. So for me, the wider the range of voices and people featured, the better. And an awful lot of really good books. And in the first year, the winner was this book by James Maker, Autofellatio. James Maker is a singer, and this is a memoir about being an out gay singer in the 80s and 90s. And it's very, very funny. It's very much like a kind of modern day Naked Civil Servant. It's very witty and very barbed. He's got a very sardonic sense of humour, and he's very, very funny. And it's a really great book. And that was self-published as a Kindle. This edition came out after he won the prize. It got picked up by a small publisher and made it into print. So that was a very worthy winner, we thought, the first year. The winner the second year was John McCulloch, The Frost Fares, which is a poetry collection. So we had a memoir, then a poetry collection. Very literary, very accomplished first book. I mean, an extraordinarily ambitious and wide-ranging collection that covers an awful lot of themes, including trans and gay identities, but much more besides. And for a first collection, it really did feel like this person's been published poems for a long time, because it felt such a strong book for a first book. That was published by Salt. They then republished it with our logo on the front, which was rather nice. And then last year, the popular decision was to go with the book Nari Hanna, The Murder Wall. And I think what really appealed to us about this was that, we were sort of, I think the prize was perceived by some people to be in opposition to mainstream publishing somehow, because a lot of our submissions tended to be not mainstream publishing. And then this book comes in from a mainstream publisher, Pan Macmillan, in which the detective at the centre of the story happens to be a lesbian. And I felt that we all felt that was doing something quite radical, because I know from Mari since that this book took a long time to find a publisher for that very reason. And I mean, one of the things that I hear from LGBT writers who are starting out all the time, and also actually even from those who aren't just starting out, who've been around for a while, is agents, publishers saying to them, does this character have to be gay? Yeah. And that still goes on. If you change symptoms, if you made this person straight, you could sell it. So the fact that she stuck to her guns and had this woman character, a lesbian, was courageous, and we thought it was a deserving winner. And also, it sent out a message as well, I think, to the publishing world and to the people that follow the prize that the prize isn't for any one kind of book.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a memoir, you've got a poetry collection, you've got very commercial fiction.
Yeah.
So again, diversity, which to me is what it's all about.